I'm Alan Sklover, and this is Sklover Working Wisdom, the blog site that's dedicated to your empowerment and your success at work. As an attorney for over 25 years, I've helped employees worldwide deal with their problems and their opportunities on the job. Our blog site, Sklover Working Wisdom, is now an extension of my law practice in which I'm trying to help people worldwide with their same problems and opportunities. The subject title of today's video is When Leaving Your Job, How to Take Your Colleagues with You. You know, in every business, in every organization, the most valuable asset are the good, hardworking, smart, dedicated people. Human assets are the most valuable assets, and every good manager knows it. Well, when sometimes on the job people have put together good, valuable teams, 2, 3, 4, 5 people who together work so well that when one or two of them leave, they want to take some of their colleagues with them. I always feel that teams actually multiply the effect, the force, the power that one individual can have. It's not an easy thing to take your colleagues with you because your employer would rather you not do so and probably has set up a good number of roadblocks in the way. The law also, in most jurisdictions, also puts some roadblocks in your way. This video is intended to give you information and insights in how you can overcome those roadblocks when leaving your job if you wish to take some of your colleagues with you. There are 12 things that you need to know. They are addressed in greater depth and detail in our newsletter on this same topic that you'll see on our blog site. This video will go over them briefly. Number 1, know that during your employment, you owe a duty of loyalty to your employer. That is, while you're employed, you are not permitted to take any steps, any actions, any measures to hurt the interests of your employer. So, there is an implied rule against you trying to go to colleagues while you're working and ask them to come with you after you leave. That being said, that there are limits to that duty of loyalty, and there's nothing wrong with having general conversations about what people, how they feel about the job, what they'd rather be doing, do they have any ideas of what they want to do in the future. So while there is a duty of loyalty during the employment period, there are also steps you can take to prepare yourself to leave, and some of those steps involve assessing your colleagues' feelings about their job and how they would feel about another opportunity. So again, while you are employed, you have a duty of loyalty, but that duty of loyalty has certain limitations, and one of those limitations is that you can take preparatory steps to assess your colleagues and have such general conversations with them. The third concern after duty of loyalty and preparatory steps is, have you signed anything in which you promised not to solicit or hire your colleagues? It's very important that you try to determine if you have, because you don't want to violate an agreement like that. If you're not sure, there really is nothing wrong with asking human resources to let you know, have you signed any agreements that would affect your future should you ever someday decide to leave the organization? Fourth, even if you have signed an agreement to limit how you will deal with former colleagues in the future, whether or not you will solicit or hire them, even if you have signed such an agreement, there are exceptions, there are limitations, and there are conditions in those agreements. I always tell people, read whatever you signed and then reread it 2 or 3 times. Look at the words. What's the time period? Are you limited to, you can't hire them, you can't solicit them? What are exactly the words? Be very careful about this. Fifth, even if you have signed such an agreement, there are many defenses to any agreement saying that you will not solicit your former colleagues. One of the best defenses is that it is too overbroad or it is too long in time period. There are many others that you might identify or a lawyer might help you with. Sixth, you must bear in mind that your colleagues may have different perspectives than you. They may have different interests and different motives than you. Everybody you speak with sees the world a little bit differently than you do, and it's important when speaking with your colleagues about making a move to recognize and accept that they may not be operating on the exact same wavelength as you are. Seventh, understand too that you may be restricted by either what you've signed or some other agreement that exists out there in a handbook of sorts about soliciting the use in the future of the vendors, the contractors, and the suppliers of your employer. Eighth, understand that one of the most powerful motivators of getting your colleagues to come with you to a new job is to offer them some sort of equity or some form or type or amount of ownership in your next venture. Ninth, please, please, please never, ever, ever use company emails to discuss future plans. 10th, also avoid taking with you any documents, emails, or anything else in writing when you leave a company. It is important that you even check your home computer to see whether or not you transfer documents unwittingly months earlier when you sent them home to work on the weekends, for example. If so, wipe them clean. 11, please understand that whatever you do, you cannot avoid all risks. It's often said that the biggest risk of all is taking no risks. Understand that these problems don't arise that often and that you must be bold in business. And 12th, probably something that for my own sake, I want you to know, it's always, always good to have an employment attorney ready who knows you, knows what you're concerned about, and knows what your goals are to step into the fray in case a dispute arises. On our website, skloverworkingwisdom.com, our interactive blog site, you'll see other videos like this one. You'll see our newsletters. You'll see our questions and answers. You can submit questions, and for free, I will answer them. You will also find that you can obtain from our blog site model letters, forms, and agreements that you can use when navigating and negotiating the workplace. Our blog site is dedicated to giving you knowledge and confidence, and by doing so to empower you to success in navigating and negotiating at work. Once again, I'm Alan Sklover. This is SkloverWorkingWisdom.com, the blog site dedicated to your empowerment and your success at work. Thanks for watching.